Koninklijk Luchtvaartmaatschappij. Koninklijk Luchtvaartmaatschappij. From Amsterdam to
London!
also known as
Dubai!
Welcome to Amsterdam! Today you can probably guess where we're flying. We're flying on Koninklijk Luchtvaartmaatschappij. Watch that pronunciation, more commonly known as
KLM!
We're going to be flying on the 777-300ER from Amsterdam to
Dubai!
You got it right this time. I'm going to be flying in business class and Liam
In economy.
I think we need to get ourselves down off this massive sign now and head off into the airport and check in and see what this whole experience is going to be like for the both of us.
Let's do it!
Okay, here we are, Schiphol Airport. Never know how to say that properly. About to go check in for my KLM flight to Dubai. So right over here is the Sky Priority area. So with a business class ticket, you're able to get priority check-in. And there's this lovely little Sky Priority arch right behind me, which I'm gonna head through right now to go and check in. It doesn't look too busy, so I think this is gonna be pretty easy.
So here I am at Amsterdam Schiphol or Schiphol Airport. I'm not actually sure how you pronounce that, but as you can see, flying with KLM today in economy. Now, I've flown with KLM a few times short haul, but never long haul before. So, I'm very interested to see what this experience is like. I think KLM are the oldest operating airline in the world, so they've had a long time to get it right. Let's go and check in. Hiya, how are you doing? Flying to Dubai today? Okay, so that is check-in complete. The whole thing took me about 20 minutes from start to finish, so pretty speedy. Now, is it just me, or are long check-ins a thing of the past? I can't remember the last time it took me more than 30 minutes to get through bag drop and security. So I don't know, let me know in the comments what you think. Are airport queues a thing of the past? Anyway, I'm now through to the main area of the airport. I haven't got any lounge access today, so I need to go and find myself something to drink and a little snack.
Well, I've made it through security. That was incredibly easy. Barely any queues at check-in. Priority security, there was no one really waiting, and I was through in a breeze, through passport control, and now I'm in the main area of the lounge. I've actually just been very excited by the proximity of the planes to the windows here, so I'm going to go have a look at some planes first, and then head to the lounge to see what that's like.
It's a very sunny, bright day here in Holland, which is nice. The airport seems fairly busy, lots of hustle and bustle about. I want to go and find somewhere a bit more adventurous than a Starbucks to sit down and have a drink. I'm a big fan of this massive Heineken bar behind me, but probably a little bit early at midday on a Wednesday. If I wasn't working, who knows, but yeah, we'll have to save that for next time.
Well, I got very distracted by the planes, but now I'm heading to the lounge. Top tip for you, because it is a little bit confusing, the KLM lounge, it's lounge 52. It stops showing KLM logos and just says Airline Lounge 52. That's the way you need to find it. So watch out for that, top tip. Oh, nice lighting. So I'm really impressed by the KLM business class Crown Lounge. And one of the most amazing things is there's so many sections and parts to it. And you can see behind me, there's bits upstairs, bits downstairs, there's terrace up there, there's working sections down here. And so there's something for everybody here. And I think because of the way they divided the space up, it feels like even bigger than it is, and it's pretty huge anyway. And there's also different food selections, there's restaurant areas. Some of it is closed at the moment, but it does feel very spacious. It's relatively busy, but there's plenty of places to sit down and relax. So of all the features in this pretty amazing lounge, the outdoor terrace is just the absolute dream for me. To be outside and watch the planes, get some fresh air, a little bit of kerosene mixed into that air, I guess. This is just so perfect.
Enjoy.
Cheers. I'll tell you what, who needs a lounge when you've got this? I've just been brought a massive cappuccino. I'm sitting in a big comfy seat and I've got views of the apron out in front of me with all the KLM planes on this sunny Amsterdam day. You know, I refuse to believe that Nicky could be having a better time than this. So I'm here at the boarding gate now and I can see a nice big KLM 777 in front of me. Now, here's another fact about KLM that I'll be honest, I did not know before looking it up earlier, but after it merged with Air France in 2004, it actually became the world's largest airline in terms of total operating revenue and total passengers flown per kilometre. So we're not talking about a small airline here, it's big business. Something tells me this is not going to be an empty flight.
So boarding has begun. There is a Sky Priority lane here, but it's kind of like mayhem. There's just people everywhere. I don't think anybody really knows where to go.
Okay, boarding gate check-in complete. Now walking down onto the plane. It was pretty hectic out there. It looks like it's going to be a pretty packed flight today. And to be honest, I haven't had to do an economy review on a full plane in quite a while, so I'm hoping that my seat neighbours don't mind me talking. Right, see you later, Nicky. Oh, there he goes, into business, the lucky devil. I want to call him something else, but I won't.
So there are 2 jet bridges and rows 1 to 6 are the business class rows, and so I'm going to go down this separate jet bridge. Nice and clear down here. Look at that. We love to see it. Nobody likes to be in a jet bridge waiting, queuing. Well, not here and not today. We're straight on. Hello, how are you?
Passing through economy comfort, unfortunately, this is not where I'm going to be sitting today.
So here we are on the business class seat on the KLM 777-300 ER. Now the first thing I want to say is I have snagged a deal on this. I've used Virgin points, 50,000 of them, and just £130. If you want to find out how you can do this too and fly on this seat for almost free and avoid £2,500, which is the usual ticket price, you can click the article in the link below. So this is the seat on the KLM 777. There are better seats available. You'll find something a little bit nicer on the Dreamliners, and KLM have a new product, but this one is pretty good on first impressions. There is decent comfort, decent leg room, especially a little bit of extra privacy sitting in this row 6, which is separate from the rest of the cabin. I'm going to show you around the rest of the seat now. So here we are in the seat. I'm going to check out some of the features on here. Now first up, we've got a tray table, which is nice and solid, comes out here and opens up. Relatively sturdy, a little bit bouncy. If you're trying to do some work, you might have a little bit of a struggle, but it's a nice size and adjustable, moves back and forth. And then you've got this control panel here, which will allow you to move your headrest back and forth, your legs up and down, and change the lumbar support and make the seat into a bed. There's a control panel right here to control the screen in front of you. The screen in front of you is actually pretty decent, big size, showing a moving map, lots of movies and TV options as well. There is the option to put this armrest down, and by doing that you can then make a wider and flatter bed. Right behind me here there is a panel with a proper socket to plug your electronics into, a USB plug and a socket to put your headphones into. In terms of storage, there's not a lot to speak of. There's a little unit in front, there's a little bit below the footrest in front of you, and a little area here, but it's really all for loose items. There's no real storage wardrobe or cupboard to put your stuff in. Finally, there's a small little light here and a light above, and no air nozzles, and you know how much I love an air nozzles. It's a shame that we don't have that. Also, in this 222 configuration, they're not the most private seats. If you're traveling alone, you probably want to be in a window, but if you've got a seatmate, you're not going to be far from them. There is a small divider right here, but you've got to hope you've got someone nice sitting next to you. Thankfully today, I do. Says he's going to snore. We might have to deal with that later.
Okay, so I've just sat down on this KLM 777 from Amsterdam to Dubai, and I want to give you a first impression of my seat. So as you can see, I've got a nice big free row at the moment. I don't know if it's going to stay like that because the plane is still filling up. I have a KLM branded headrest behind me, which can fold in corner to corner, which actually feels pretty sturdy. If you want to have a little nap, that feels comfortable enough. The seat itself feels pretty wide, definitely definitely fairly comfortable. A good amount of leg room underneath to stretch my legs. In front of me I have a tray table that I can pull out like this and it flips over, give you a bit of extra room. And we also have the standard seat pocket and the overhead storage as normal. In terms of the all-important recline test, let's have a go. And that feels fairly decent, sort of standard for economy, but a decent bit of recline. And once you've pulled those headrests in, that's actually not a bad resting position. So no complaints with the recline. I have an IFE screen in front of me, which to be honest doesn't feel like the biggest I've ever had on an economy flight before, but it's touch screen, looks fairly fresh and modern, and definitely going to be big enough to watch a few movies on during the flight.
Now the pandemic cancellations and reduction in service is coming back again, and something like a pre-departure beverage is something we haven't seen for a while. So it's nice that KLM is serving drinks again, and here I've got a lovely fresh orange juice served in lovely crystal. Seatmates on a beer. I'm going to save the alcohol for a little bit later, but this is really nice to see this stuff come back again. Ooh, that's refreshing. So let's check out the amenities that have been provided. First up, we've got some headphones. They look okay, they say they're noise cancelling. Very comfortable. A hygienic wet wipe and a bottle of water already at the seat. A little hand sanitizing gel. And then this cute little KLM amenity kit. So let's see what's inside this. This is made by Rituals. There's some lovely blue KLM socks, face moisturizer, toothpaste, lip balm, earplugs, a pen, very handy, thank you KLM, a toothbrush, and finally, an eye mask. We have a very large, very fluffy pillow. This is going to be comfy. And also a blanket, which is soft, comfy and nice. So KLM provides amenities with a difference, and here are the world famous Delft houses, and they are filled with booze, and at the end of every KLM business class flight you are offered one of these, and here is mine. I picked this one. I think it's cute. I love the fronting. It's an interesting one. The new ones are not here yet, but I'm going to treasure this.
So as you can see, the blanket is in KLM's signature blue colour. I mean, to be honest, it feels pretty thin and flimsy, but if you needed something to keep you warm and cosy, it would probably do the job. Okay, let's give these complimentary earphones a spin and see if they're any good. So after a quick go with the headphones, I would say that they are loud enough, but the noise really isn't very clear. It's quite tinny and sort of staticky, and definitely not a particularly pleasant listening experience.
Okay, it's time to give the seat a go as a bed. I'm going to flatten it out, get my pillow and blanket ready, and see how comfortable it is. Maybe have a little nap. So it's not the most fully flat bed I've ever been on, but it is soft and comfortable. There's enough room for my legs. It looks like the aisle seat has a slightly wider well for your feet. So if you need more room for your feet to wriggle around, I would recommend an aisle seat. But I'm pretty comfy here. I'm going to have a little curl up and have a nap because I feel like I deserve it.
So I avoided getting Heineken in the airport earlier, but I thought I would treat myself now to a nice cold can, seeing it's about 4 PM in the afternoon. I thought I would treat myself, so cheers. And then to go with that, I have gone for the chicken over pasta, and it looks good. You know, I've got some rice, it's in a peanut sauce with a salad and a loaf of bread as well. So let's dig in and see what it's like. So the sauce is pretty flavoursome. It's like a nice, peanut flavour. The chicken is a little bit rubbery, and it's pretty difficult to cut because there's no metal cutlery. It's just wooden cutlery, not even plastic cutlery. So it is all a little bit fiddly and tight here to dig in. But the flavours aren't too bad. But it's definitely not the best economy meal I've ever had before.
There is a interesting selection of food. So the appetizer is a poke bowl, but the main course is a beef tartlet, a fillet of cod, or the surprising vegetarian meal, which is braised jackfruit rendang and a cauliflower crepe. So overall, this food is pretty delicious. I'd say that it will be an acquired taste. The salmon might be a little bit fishy. The tuna tastes like it's frozen. It almost tastes like frozen watermelon. It might just be that little bit too cold. The mushrooms are particularly delicious. And the rice and wasabi, also great. Very interesting. Love the bowls that they're in. I like it, but I think if you were a fussy eater, this might be a tough one for you, and there was no option for the appetizer. This is honestly one of the wildest looking main courses I've ever had on a plane before. It's incredibly colourful. Vegetarian, never usually go for vegetarian, but the idea of a jackfruit rendang and it was a vegetarian surprise, couldn't resist. I mean, let's give it a go. That's actually really delicious. It has the texture, it has a meaty texture, the jackfruit. Delicious spicy curry flavour. Crepe is actually quite delicate, but holds in all of the moisture. The green rice is coconutty, and the beans round it off nicely. That's a winner of a dish for someone who doesn't usually go vegetarian.
Okay, so I've just had my economy meal cleared away. Certainly not the worst, definitely better than my horror show on Iceland there, my Viking broth. But yeah, a run-of-the-mill economy meal for a long-haul flight.
So for dessert, there was a choice of savoury or sweet. The savoury was a selection of cheeses, but I've gone for the sweet one, which includes various different tarts and some cream, and gone for a black coffee in these cute KLM cups. I absolutely love being able to pick one of the really sweet KLM houses made out of chocolate to go with my coffee. More metal cutlery. Delicious. Oh, coffee, delicious. Caramel, delicious. Delicious chocolate. All in all, a brilliant meal service. Starter, main, dessert, drinks, all fantastic. Cutlery and crockery, so cute, and loads of nice touches. Finishing off my coffee, watching the sunset as we head towards Dubai. Guess what? It's time for the Call Bell Challenge! Yeah! Call Bell Challenge time. I'm going to press the button and see how long it takes for this KLM crew to come see me. Got the button right here. Let's go. Hi, can I just get another one of these Camilla Sunday, please? Thank you. Not the best, but not bad at all. Maybe I caught them at a busy time. No, there's no excuses. A button's a button. The call bell's a call bell. The call bell challenge is a challenge for a reason.
Okay, so it's been a little while since the meal service. Now feels like the perfect time to test out the Call Bell Challenge. Let's see how quick KLM are today. Wow, this is the first. I've been waiting for the call bell to be answered for so long that it's changed from day to night in the cabin. "20 minutes in, still no sign of anyone. I don't know how much longer this is going to go on for." So the lights have now come back on. We've got about an hour and a half left until landing, but as you can see, the call bell light is still on. No one's been down here in the last hour or so. Yeah, it's a failed mission from me, unfortunately. So So there we go, that was KLM 777 in economy from Amsterdam to Dubai, done. Not gonna lie, it's one of those flights where I'm pretty glad to be stepping off the plane. I was sort of cramped up in the corner for the majority of that flight, and even after a while, the seat started to feel pretty uncomfy. It wasn't a disaster of a flight, but the service definitely could have been more attentive. The food was like, okay, definitely not the best I've had. As I said, I'm here now, I'm very happy to be here. KLM, thank you for having me.
We are in Dubai, and boy is it hot, the jumper's off. That flight was brilliant, from the food to the seat, which wasn't the best one in the fleet, but was still very comfortable for a 6-hour flight. Service was top-notch and friendly, and lots of very Dutch classic touches that just made the whole experience something memorable. That was KLM in business class on the 777-300 ER from Amsterdam to Dubai. Done.